Jon Mozes. I'm the manager of media relations and broadcasting for the RailCats.
And we have to ask the big question of, where did you start your season?
Originally, I was the assistant for media relations and broadcasting. I was promoted on July 1st when Matt Friedman moved on to a position in college athletics.
Everybody knows because they hear you on the radio. Talk a little bit more about what your job is behind the scenes.
Well, a lot of it is creating the daily game notes, as well as creating any press releases that we might do throughout the day, whether that's writing the game recaps or creating materials to send out for our upcoming homestand, any kind of promotions that we're doing. In addition, I handle just about all of the social media. I have my assistant certainly help me with some of that. Also, anytime the team makes a roster move, I will submit the signed contract to the league and confirm that they have all of the information that they need in order to, correct the signing or any other roster move that we make. In addition to the baseball operations, I also do travel. I make sure that we're set with the hotel and that the bus company knows, when we're leaving. Send them an itinerary ahead of time. And what else do I do? Feels like I do a lot. And then, of course, just about whatever else is needed. I spent half my day today pulling the tarp, so it's whatever's needed.
So you've seen pretty much every game since July 22nd. Is there a favorite? Is there one that sort of stands out in your head as, wow, this was, couldn't believe we won this one, couldn't believe that play was made, couldn't believe this happened?
Well, there's three that really stick out, and it's the three comebacks during the 11-game homestand at the end of June, where the RailCats, in one of the games they were down by 1 run with the bases empty and 2 outs, another with 2 runs and the bases empty and 2 outs, and another down by 3 runs with the bases empty and 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th inning. And in each of those 3 games, they came all the way back. I mean, it was just a great cherry on top to that homestand with Zach Mitchell's walk-off 3-run home run that Sunday afternoon against Winnipeg on the 30th of June. That was, one of the more unforgettable moments of the RailCats season so far.
Some road games that you've seen that I think a lot of people haven't seen because there isn't quite as many fans that get a chance to go on the road. Is there a favorite road spot? Is there a favorite road stadium or one that the team tends to do the best at?
Well, I would say from a broadcaster's perspective, Lincoln is one of the best places to broadcast from. Not only do they have a terrific pregame spread, but it's a beautiful experience to broadcast from. It's a relatively new ballpark. It's a great setting because you look out in center field, and it's Memorial Stadium, home of the Nebraska Cornhuskers football team. Then you look out to right center field, and it's the skyline of downtown Lincoln. So it's a very beautiful setting, and the RailCats have played pretty competitive games there with Lincoln here in 2013. Another stadium that really stuck out for me was St. Paul. Even though it's a little bit of an older stadium and not one that was built for the Saints themselves, it was built by the city, and they use it with the city's permission. But they have built it to their capacity. They have beer gardens down the lines. They have built out a single luxury suite, which is down in the right field corner, and it's the only one they got. And it's almost like a patio, and out in your backyard is the baseball game. It's a really cute little stadium, and the fans there are terrific. They're really into the game. Even when we were there at the end of the year and they were out of the playoff picture, they still drew almost 5,000 people to the game. So that was one of the real memorable stadiums, St. Paul and Lincoln.
What do you feel like has made this team work this season in terms of making them a championship caliber team?
Starting pitching. You really look at how this team sort of stayed through the long season. It was the return of Stephen Hiscock in late July. He's been terrific in the month of August, and then in the playoffs, Alan Keanu led the league in wins during the regular season. But Billy Spottiswoode has just been a huge boost. When the RailCats lost Ari Ronick in the beginning of August, it sort of brought Billy into a much bigger role, and that they looked to him as as the guy that they could really trust, in the third spot in that rotation. And he's really responded. He's starting for the first time since college, and the way that he has responded, and the performance he put out here in Game 3 against Fargo was just incredible.
When you came here, and signed up for your internship here and were awarded the internship here, what were your expectations for this summer, and what have you gotten out of those expectations?
Well, I think it certainly exceeded my expectations. I mean, I came out here just thinking, I was going to get the 50 home games where I was going to get on-air work with Matt Friedman, that I would get almost a full year to sort of, watch somebody do it and, figure out how to do it the right way because, Matt had been a #1 guy for a couple of years and he had some good experience. And, just from the interviews and the times that Matt and I spoke before I came out here, I could tell that it was going to be easy for us to work together because he was very willing to share his lessons and he's a very nice guy. But unfortunately, I was sort of thrown into the fire. I mean, it's great from an experience perspective in that I've gotten to call more games than I expected here and do things that I wasn't expecting to be responsible for when I came out here. But at the end of the day, I mean, it's a very valuable experience because it's part of what I envisioned for my career that I'd be doing this position, and it just happened a little bit sooner than I think I expected in mid-April.
Thank you, Jon Mozes.
Thank you.